Warriors offer to Jonathan Kuminga. What you need to know. Imagine a young, talented basketball player barely out of his teenage years, with his entire career ahead of him. And yet, his future in the sport is already shrouded in uncertainty. This is the reality for Jonathan Kuminga, the 22-year-old restricted free agent who has been making waves in the NBA. But here's where it gets interesting. The Golden State Warriors, the team that drafted him 7th overall in 2021, are not willing to let him go without a fight. In fact, they're reportedly seeking a first-round draft pick in any potential trade, a move that could significantly impact Kuminga's career trajectory. But what does this mean for Kuminga? And why are the Warriors so keen on holding on to him? Let's dive into the details. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, Kuminga's camp has been exploring sign and trade opportunities with several teams, including the Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns. However, the Warriors are playing hardball, insisting on a first-round pick in exchange for Kuminga's services. This is a bold move, considering the Suns don't even have an available first-round pick to offer. Meanwhile, the Warriors have also been trying to negotiate a new contract with Kuminga, with their best offers reportedly topping out at around $40 million over 2 years. But is this enough to keep Kuminga on board? The young player had a promising 2024-25 season, averaging 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game in 47 contests. However, his playing time was inconsistent, and he even found himself on the bench for the team's final regular season game and 2 of their first-round playoff games against the Houston Rockets. It wasn't until the team's second-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, when injuries to other stars opened up minutes for him, that Kuminga truly shone. He averaged an impressive 20.8 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 1.2 assists per game in 27.4 minutes per game. So, what's next for Kuminga? Will the Warriors manage to hold on to him, or will he find a new home with another team? One thing's for sure, the Warriors will only let him go for the right price. And this is the part that sparks controversy. Is Kuminga worth the investment? Should the Warriors prioritize keeping him on their roster? Or would they be better off trading him for a valuable draft pick? The debate is on, and we want to hear from you. Do you think the Warriors are making the right call? Or are they taking a risk by holding on to Kuminga? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As the saga continues to unfold, one thing is certain. Jonathan Kuminga's future in the NBA will be closely watched by fans and pundits alike. Stay tuned for more updates. And don't forget to download and follow the Dubs Tour podcast for the latest Golden State Warriors news, highlights, analysis, and more. Warriors Kuminga standoff. Is the West leaving them behind? Golden State's summertime showdown has hit a wall. And as they stall, the rest of the Western Conference is racing past them. But here's where it gets controversial. The Warriors' impasse with rising star Jonathan Kuminga has paralyzed their entire off-season strategy, leaving them stuck in neutral while a multitude of Western teams rev their engines. Owner Joe Lacob isn't known for drawn-out standoffs. He built his dynasty by moving swiftly, often enjoying the view from the front of the pack as rivals struggle to catch up. Yet today's Warriors find themselves entangled in a tense contract wrangle that's halted every other footprint they hope to leave this summer. As of Friday, they haven't inked a single major deal, even as Oklahoma City's rock-solid foundation and Houston's star-studded roster under Kevin Durant have already begun to outpace them. And it's not just the Thunder or the Rockets. Fearsome finalists like Minnesota are back after a deep playoff run. Denver has retooled significantly. Dallas wowed everyone with rookie phenom Cooper Flagg turned heads from Game 1. Suddenly, Los Angeles feels like it's in the hunt too. The Clippers, ancient on paper but chock full of name-brand talent, Boast Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Bradley Beal, Brook Lopez, Chris Paul and Nicholas Batum. Add their beefy front line of Ivica Zubats and newcomer John Collins, and they have more firepower than Golden State can muster. Of course, all that star power can collapse if injuries hit Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, or the ageless Jimmy Butler, just as health woes have plagued the Warriors' own Big Three. The Lakers, meanwhile, have become infinitely more intriguing with the arrival of defensive ace Marcus Smart. A proven winner with grit to spare, albeit with a recent checkered injury history. Smart fills the Lakers' need for perimeter toughness. Recruited aggressively by Luka Doncic and buoyed by his bold claim that this squad has no ceiling, Smart's true impact may hinge on whether new center DeAndre Ayton can finally embrace maturity and consistency. The Warriors reportedly balked at signing Ayton, citing his rumored discontent and the way off-court tension seeps onto the court. ESPN's Tim McMahon labeled Ayton a talented doofus, suggesting he can unknowingly drain the energy of teammates and coaches. Now, at 27, Ayton is in Los Angeles to test his fit alongside Doncic and LeBron James, and Western rivals would be unwise to discount him. And what about Kuminga? Untangling the NBA's labyrinth of qualifying offers, sign and trade formulas, salary cap thresholds, and punitive aprons makes a simple player swap feel impossible. It's the kind of overcomplicated rule set that in a pre-David Stern era would have broken up Bird Celtics or Magic's Lakers for good measure. Put plainly, the Warriors don't fully trust Kuminga. By their estimation, he lacks the on-court foresight and composure coach Steve Kerr demands. If Kuminga opts to stay, he'll likely spend 2 more seasons in a limited role, slotted safely around the franchise's pillars. As counterintuitive as it sounds, his best path forward might be away from the Bay Area, in a system built to leverage his high-flying rim attacks. Jonathan Kuminga holds out for better offer as Warriors wait. Imagine being a highly sought-after NBA player with the power to shape your future. That's the position Jonathan Kuminga finds himself in, and he's not rushing to sign on the dotted line with the Golden State Warriors. In a candid conversation with ESPN's Shams Charania after a workout in Miami, Kuminga revealed that he's taking his time to explore all possible opportunities, which could extend the off-season negotiations significantly. Led by General Manager Mike Dunleavy, have been proactive in their discussions with Kuminga's agent, Aaron Turner. They've presented what they believe is a fair offer to keep Kuminga for a 5th season, despite a somewhat tumultuous 4-year partnership. However, Kuminga isn't convinced. He's not impressed with the offers on the table, which means the negotiations are at a standstill, potentially halting the Warriors' other off-season plans. But here's where it gets controversial. The Warriors and Kuminga didn't discuss contract numbers before free agency began. This has left Turner scrambling to find sign and trade opportunities. The Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings have shown interest, but neither team has made an offer compelling enough to move the needle. The Warriors are holding firm on their demands, seeking a promising young player and a first-round pick in any sign-and-trade deal. The problem? Phoenix doesn't even have a first-round pick to trade. The market for restricted free agents is unusually cold this year due to limited cap space across the league. The Warriors anticipated this and believe their offer to Kuminga is the best he'll get. They were hopeful about their latest proposal, but Kuminga turned it down. His team will keep looking for better sign-and-trade opportunities, while also considering the Warriors' qualifying offer. Kuminga has a 1-year, $7.9 million offer from the Warriors that he can accept until October 1st. If he takes it, he'll forego immediate financial gains, but secure an expiring deal with a no-trade clause, giving him more control over his career. It's a tempting option, and his team is weighing it carefully. Meanwhile, the Warriors are treading cautiously, avoiding any major personnel moves until Kuminga's situation is resolved. They want to maintain financial and roster flexibility given the unpredictable nature of the negotiations. but they have some clear plans in mind. The Warriors are eyeing Al Horford as their top target for a veteran stretch shooter at the center position. Horford is still considering retirement, but the Warriors are confident they can secure him. Additionally, the Warriors have mutual interest in DeAnthony Melton and Seth Curry as bench options. Melton impressed in his brief stint with the Warriors last season, before suffering an ACL injury. They see him as a strong backcourt fit alongside Steph Curry. Seth Curry, Steph's brother, is viewed as a valuable bench shooter with an obvious family connection. But everything hinges on Kuminga. He's not just looking for the right contract, he wants a more guaranteed starting role and featured opportunities. The Suns and Kings have pitched this to him, and it's something the Warriors are aware of. Kuminga would be a key part of the Warriors' rotation next season, providing essential scoring on nights when Steph Curry or Jimmy Butler rest. Coach Steve Kerr has been actively trying to mend the relationship, emphasizing Kuminga's importance to the team. But Kuminga is wary of being a secondary option. He remembers being benched in the first round against the Houston Rockets, a painful experience that shapes his current mindset. He's determined to find a fresh start where he can shine. And this is the part most people miss. Kuminga's decision isn't just about money. It's about his role and future in the league. Will he stay with the Warriors, or will he seek greener pastures elsewhere? The coming weeks will reveal his choice, and it could reshape the NBA landscape. So, what do you think? Is Kuminga making the right move by holding out, or should he take the Warriors' offer? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let the debate begin.